Come through, come through, come through, come through. Girl, you know we got things to do. Girl, you know we got things to do. So get your ass in the car, come through, come through, come through.
Alright, welcome back to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today's video is going to be on my final review on Asteria's hair. Not just the hair, but the company, period. I know I look crazy right now, but I'm going to actually be styling my hair before I give you guys the final review. So I'm going to go in, style the hair, show you guys a few clips of that. Then I'm going to come back to you guys with my final review on this hair, with the pros and the cons, as well as the company overall, because again, I have been with them for 4 years. If you haven't seen the video before this on Asteria hair, go ahead and go back to my channel. And if you like, subscribe to stay tuned for more videos. Alrighty, guys, I'm going to stand a little further from the camera. Excuse me for that. I'm doing what you call multitasking here. Alrighty, so the first thing I want to tell you guys is that with this method, I'm using the stocking cap method. I use the Got2b spray just to lay my cap down. I really don't prefer using the Got2b spray because I feel like it requires a lot of the spray in order to lay it down, which can cause some tension and friction on your edges. So normally when I'm doing clients' hair, I don't try to put too much, and usually it's something like a sew-in. If not a sew-in, they're not trying to wear it that long, so that benefits in not having to put the Got2b spray. Now, right here, what I recommend too for anybody, what I had to learn is to pull the hair back and try to what I did was spray some Got2b spray on the hair after I pulled it back so that it doesn't come back forward, because then you get that to where once you put on your scarf or use the blow dryer, which I'm gonna talk about that too. But once you put on your scarf, if you're using that method, you have to go through the fact that your hairs get connected to the lace and lay really weird and create these baby hairs that you do not ask for, sis. So I'm using my Conair blow dryer. I'm using the blow dryer method because of the fact that I usually have that problem still once I put on my scarf. Either I put too much of the spray, so it's going to become white or create this weird gloss, or the baby hair effect I'm going to have. So I rather just use the blow dryer and get it all down packed. And then once I know for sure it's down and almost completely dry, then I might go in with the scarf just to make sure that I lay it down how I want to lay it down. So right there, I don't know if you guys noticed, I had a little extra piece of, what you call that? Of the stocking cap left over, because I did it according to my hairline. But of course, my hairline's a little weird. But that's one thing I want to point out. Y'all see that y'all can barely see that actual stocking cap, right? That's how it's supposed to be. When you put that stocking cap on your head, if you're having it directly mimicking your hairline, it needs to look like your skin tone so that the lace or the frontal doesn't show two different colors, if that makes sense. So here's partially the final result. I'm going to get back to the video just telling you guys some basic things I had to say. Continue watching. Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm back. I just want to show you guys before I continue. I was just gonna be a live, I should try to go live, but then again, I don't even have followers like that to go live. So that I can ask you guys, what do you think if I should do a side part or a middle part? I'm already in the midst of a middle part, the way I pressed out my hair. But now I'm trying to figure out if I should straighten the hair or should I leave it at this texture. and I would have to like kind of wet the closure to convert it back to its natural texture. So let me see. Let me pull this back and see how it looks. Do something like this. It's cute, but straight is always where it's at. We know that. So I'm going to go back and straighten the hair and then come back to you guys so that I can give you guys a final review on this hair. Because I'm so ready to give you the final review and stop worried about doing this hair. Yeah, I have so many things to say. Just remember I showed you guys this, okay? I showed you guys this versus this. And we're going to talk about that. This is the frontal, part of the frontal. Let me move the frontal out the way. This is the bundles. Luster, right? This is the frontal. I ain't gonna speak too much because I said I'm gonna wait till I get done. Be back. What? What? Wait, I can't hear you. Let me move my hair out the way. What? You said where that lace at, babe? Well, I want to know the same thing, honey. All right, all boiled aside. Time to get to the pros and the cons of this hair. I am done flat ironing. I keep running my fingers through it, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm so picky. It's very minimal companies that really just like win me over. Like, oh my gosh, I want to cry. Usually it's raw hair companies, and usually I can't afford to be doing that all the time. Being naturally honest, as I am. Alrighty, so to the video. Start with the pros and the cons, or actually let me start with the background of the company. This video's on, like I mentioned earlier, Asteria Hair Company, Asteria company, AliExpress. And I know it's like usually hard to find good companies on AliExpress. I know people usually go through a lot on AliExpress. I would probably rate this company out of like the best AliExpress companies. Like if I had to put on the list average, I would say this company is in the top, let's say 15 maybe. I would say it's probably like number 11 or 12 or something, somewhere between there. I have done a lot of research, and it's very few minimum companies where you can like find okay hair. Alrighty, rate this hair. Overall, I give the hair a... Just the hair. Let's separate the frontal, sis. Just the hair itself, I give the hair a 8 out of 10. I only give like raw hair companies and people with really good virgin hair a 9 or a 10 out of 10. So I would give this an 8 on that Remy side, on that processed virgin side. And then on the company side, just the company overall, I would give it like a 7.5, and that's because of the frontal. So first thing I'm gonna do is start with the frontal, review that first. If I had to rate this frontal by itself, I would give, hold on. Because y'all, the seat is getting uncomfortable. I gotta give me a new seat. Okay, if I would rate this frontal, I would start by giving this frontal a like, I would give this frontal a 6 out of 10. First of all, the lace is of okay quality. I was able to blend, you know, the knots did bleach. I was able to make it look natural. So that's the reason why I got to that 5. The 6 is just because, why did I even give it a 6? I give it a 5 just to say, starting out with the lace, is the lace okay? 6, I probably gave it a 6 because I was able to make it do. I'm able to make it work, and it's not balding like some frontals do. As we know, like frontals that are bad, they bald quickly. It's not balding, so I think that's the reason why I gave it a 6. But I would say overall, I like this company, but the thing that I want to focus on right now is the frontals. I am so tired of running to trashy companies. Let me take that back. Ooh. Sounds salty. I'm tired of running to companies who give you trashy frontals. Like, I learned recently that AliExpress companies, they have different grades of hair. Yeah, everybody knows that, right? You know, because they give certain people good hair and certain people bad hair, however you want to put it. However, I was told by the vendor directly that they have certain grades of hair. So I'm pretty sure when people review the hair, they're giving them the higher grade. Now, as for the frontals, the frontal texture, that what I showed you guys earlier, the texture of the frontal, the hair on the frontal is a totally different type of hair than the bundles. Let me show you the bundles. And I did not try to flat iron too much because of the fact that I will be curling this hair soon. So I don't want to put too much heat and cause, like, you know, a lot of damage. This is the bundles. This is the frontal. It's a little drier, stiff to touch, and it does shed a lot. Let me show you something. I got all of this, and this is just right now. When I washed the hair, I had about the same amount. All of this from the frontal. This all came from the frontal. My bundles do not shed. They shed very minimum. I mean, shed to the very minimum. It's the frontal that likes to get stiff and shed a little bit. And what I'm starting to think and starting to picture, what I'm starting to think is that the reason why they put a lower quality of hair on the frontals, like AliExpress companies and people who want to be cheap, it's because when you're making frontals, if you watch any videos on frontals or know anybody that makes the frontals, they have to, more than likely, their hand doing it with the knots, and you lose a lot of hair when you're doing that. You get a lot of excess hair left out, and you get a lot of short hairs like I have in this frontal, which is another thing I want to talk about. I don't mind the short hairs, but it just tells me that they have short hairs throughout the frontal, you know, and they put like different type of hair and just mesh it together in this frontal. And yeah, so yeah, like, you know, you lose hair as you're making a frontal. You have hair that's just like no good, and you have to pull out because you done made a knot and you have like a couple strings. So imagine doing that with like top quality hair. They rather not do that with the top quality hair, I feel like, so they do it with the lower quality, if that makes sense. So they'll take their 6A hair and make all of their frontals. But if you want some good hair, they'll probably give you 7A hair to 8A. And I'm using these numbers because it just helps me to to explain it more. 7A, 8A is like okay, like cool hair. 9A, 10A, and I say quote unquote because they get this hair like 9A, 10A, 7A, but it's like really like bullshit most of the time. But yeah, like I feel like they put like the 6A hair on the frontals, like, because why is my frontal acting up so much, shedding? It's not balding, but it's shedding. It doesn't want to cooperate when I flat iron it. Yes, it does flat iron, but it's drier than the hair. You can definitely see that it's drier. When I wash the hair, my bundles would be in its natural state and still look like it has luster, but my frontal would be dry and it'd be bushy. That should not be happening, you know. So that just tells me the way that they're making these frontals is to where, of course, it benefits them financially. So this company, I would say, like, if you want to buy hair from this company, I would say it's okay for the price. However, their frontals and closures, if you're picky about your frontal enclosure, don't get a frontal enclosure from this company, because I've bought I've bought 2 frontals from this company, and I bought a closure for myself, and then a client of mine purchased a closure. Her closure is doing okay for her and what she is okay with, because it's her first closure. But when you know how closure is supposed to be, how frontal is supposed to be, you know that it's just like, what is this? So yeah, and every time that I purchase a frontal or a closure, it's just like, same problem. The hair is different. The hair on the frontal is different from the hair on the closure. Drier, shedding. Like, come on out. Can we work on that, Asteria? Just saying. But this is my final review on the company. It does straighten okay. I did not put any... excuse me. Ooh. I did not put any product